Hi, my name's Ellen Stevens, and I will be presenting Metadata Specialist Interview at California Institute of Technology, also called Caltech. So Caltech Collection of Open Digital Archives, or CODA, has been active since 2001, and some of their largest repositories contain over 13,000 items that are all OAI PMH compliant. The Science and Engineering Archives includes resources for science and technology, for instructional and also research purposes. Some of the records include manuscripts, photographs, oral histories, which they have over 250 of, geological surveys, digital media, online exhibits, lab notebooks, and other materials. And their archives can be browsed by name or subject through a Google-like search, or also an advanced search. And within the advanced search, you can search many things, including title, author, contributors, abstract, date, collection, funding, agency, grant number. You can also search by item type, which contains over 20 options, including geospatial resources, oral history, and experiment. You can also search by type, which includes over 40 options, including PDF, HTML, XML, and many different formats of images, audio files, mathematic notebooks, along with many others. Some of their metadata elements include abstract, item type, additional information, keywords, record number, persistent URL, related URL, official citation, usage policy, subjects, ID code, collection, deposited by, deposited on, and last modified. And the institution allows exporting resources to ASC2 citation, Dublin Core, EP3 XML, along with many others, including Reference Manager. It's powered by an open source ePrint software that's OAI PMH compliant, and they have multiple active repositories, including the main repository, which includes Caltech authors, thesis, and campus publications. They have an archives, including oral histories and lab notebooks. They also have a magazine and conferences repositories. So I interviewed the manager of metadata services. She's worked there for 7.5 years, and she's in charge of all of the metadata services in the library. She provides technology services for the Science and Engineering Library. She tests and improves the usability of metadata resources and also trains staff. She's managing around 30 librarians and the large institutional repository. She has an MLIS degree, and her previous jobs include instructions and reference librarian, electronic resource cataloger, a digital repository developer, and also a manager of a digital library. So the metadata standards that is utilized at Caltech include DC, ACR2, RDA, MOD, MARC, and premise, which is Preservation Metadata Maintenance Activity. And the metadata content standards they utilize are CCO and RDA for traditional materials, DCRMG, which is Descriptive Cataloging of Rare Materials Graphics, for images such as geological surveys or rare collection slides, PBCore, Public Broadcasting Metadata Dictionary Project, which is for digitizing oral histories and movie images, and their library sticks with metadata standard formats and schemas. And this is because they're small and they need to be efficient and also maintain interoperability. And sometimes she will simplify element descriptions, but this is mainly to guide her staff. And these are mainly for premise and DCRMG, which are more complicated standards. So for her personal network, she attends yearly meetings, including linked open data in libraries, archives, and museums, LOD/LAM. And most of her metadata communication is through emailing experts who she meets at this meeting, and also through an online metadata Twitter community. And she also asks experts at Stanford and Cornell metadata questions. So she described 5 people in her network. The first one was at GMU and is a cataloger. The second one at Grinnell College and is head of systems. The third one at Stanford, head of metadata. And the last one at California Digital Library, who's the Share Content Coordinator, Vendor Relations for the Collections Department. And also, she described this Twitter community, this online metadata Twitter community, which she has a lot of her network, which she asked a lot of questions in. So everyone interviewed has an MLS degree. One of them also has an MBA degree, and that's the Share Coordinator, Content Coordinator at California Digital Library. All of her relationships are established, 3 to 5 years. Less close, which means okay to work or communicate with, but no desire to develop friendship. And they have communications with several times a year, except for one of her listed network communicators. And this one is someone that she's known before and has worked with before at the California Digital Library. She's known her for over 6 years, and they're close, and they communicate with each other once a week. Everyone, she said, has similar expertise to hers because everyone has a specialty, and hers is premise. And every one of her contacts know one another in a less close fashion. And this is mainly through this online metadata Twitter community. So that's it, and thank you very much for listening.